Okay, so today we're going deep on something really interesting. It's the intertwined careers of IU and Park Bo-gum.
Two huge names in Korean entertainment.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, we can't talk about them without talking about their drama when Life Gives You Tangerines. It's got this really evocative Korean title too. EAA? Have you heard that?
Oh, yeah, it really rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
It does, it does. And you know our listeners, they want to get right to the good stuff.
Absolutely, no time to waste. They want to understand what makes these two stars so special, and of course, why this drama is such a big deal.
So that's our mission, right? Like, we're going to give the essential IU rundown from her debuts as this, like, teenage singer to the icon she is now. Like, she's huge, right? Both a singer and an actor.
And then there's Park Bo-gum. We'll look at how he went from those smaller roles to full-on leading man status. And of course, everyone wants to know about When Life Gives You Tangerines.
Right. We'll break down the story, the title, how people are responding to it, and their roles in it. So let's start with IU. She's such a powerhouse, right? Where do we even begin?
Well, you got to start at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
She was born Lee Ji-eun, and she debuted when she was just 15. September 18th, 2008, the song was Lost and Found.
Wow, 15. That is young.
It is, and that first song, it didn't make her a star right away, but she did get noticed by people in the industry. People like Gwan-sik, he saw something special.
He's kind of a big deal, right, Young-sik? Like, if he notices you, you've got something.
Exactly. So that probably helped IU keep going, even when things were tough. She released her first EP, also called Lost and Found, shortly after that debut.
But she didn't really connect with a bigger audience until later, right?
Yeah, you're right. Her first full album, Growing Up, came out in April of 2009. There was this one track, Boo, that really started to change things.
Ooh, I remember that one. It was super catchy.
It had this bright, cheerful vibe. It ended up doing pretty well, reaching number 66 on the Melon annual chart.
That's pretty good for someone just starting out.
Definitely. And, Melon is like the biggest music platform in South Korea. So getting on that chart at all is a big deal. Shows people are starting to pay attention.
Right, right. And then what? She just kept getting bigger and bigger.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Her next mini album, IUIM, came out in November of '09. It had this song Marshmallow on it. And that one, it cracked the top 10 on the charts, a huge step forward. It really felt like she was building a solid fan base at that point.
But then 2010 happened, right? Good Day?
Good Day changed everything. December 2010, that song was everywhere, and everyone was talking about that 3-level high note.
I still can't hit it.
Me neither. So many people tried, though. Parodies everywhere. IU became a household name almost overnight, it felt like.
She really captured people's hearts with that song. And it showed off, like, her incredible talent.
It did. But all that success came with a price. She worked so hard, and it took a toll on her health.
Right. The K-pop world is, like, intense, even for someone as talented as IU.
Absolutely. And the success just kept coming. In February 2011, she released another hit, Only I Didn't Know, from the Real Plus single album.
I remember that one. Really emotional, So what was next?
She kept working hard. November 2011, she released her second full album, Last Fantasy. Had this really popular song on it, You and I. It solidified her place as a, national treasure almost. And her global fan base just exploded.
I remember that album. Amazing. And she started doing Inkigayo around then too, right?
Yes. She was an MC on Inkigayo from 2011 to 2013.
For folks who don't know, it's like a huge weekly music show in South Korea. And she was the longest running female MC on the show. That says a lot about her talent and appeal.
It really does. Think about it. She was balancing a singing career, acting, and hosting a major TV show, all at the same time.
So after all that, she still had more to do, right?
Oh, she wasn't done yet. She released her third full album, Modern Times, in October 2013. It had a different sound,
Yeah.
A bit more experimental. The lead single was The Red Shoes, and it was another huge hit.
It showed she wasn't afraid to try new things, to push boundaries. Then in 2015 came Chat Share, right? That album felt very personal.
It did. It had this very introspective vibe with lyrics that felt very raw and honest. The lead single, 23, was pretty controversial, actually.
Really? Why is that?
Well, some of the lyrics were interpreted in different ways. It sparked a lot of debate, but it also showed that her fans were, fiercely loyal. They stood by her, even when things got a bit complicated.
Which is awesome. Standing up for an artist you believe in, especially when they're being true to themselves. And she started acting around then too, right?
A little earlier, actually. Her acting debut was in 2011 in a drama called Dream High.
Oh, that's right. It was a really popular show. It's interesting. She once said that acting helped her relieve the pressure of her singing career.
Makes sense, right? It's a
Yeah.
completely different creative outlet. She was good at it.
Huh.
Really good.
Yeah, she's a natural. She started landing lead roles in a bunch of dramas. You're the Best, Lee Soon-shin, Bellamy, both in 2013, then The Producers in 2015, and then Moon Lovers, Scarlett Hart Rieo in 2016. That was huge, right? It was huge internationally.
Oh, absolutely. Moon Lovers made her a global star. But a lot of people say that My Mister in 2018 was when she really came into her own as an actress.
I've heard that. She said herself that she connected with that character more than any other.
Right, and the critics loved her in it. And then she followed that up with Hotel Del Luna in 2019, which was a big commercial success. That one had amazing visuals. She really proved she could handle any genre, any type of character.
She really can do it all. And through all this, she's still making music.
Oh yeah, constantly. In November 2019, she released her fifth studio album, Love Poem. Had those big hits on it, Love Poem and Blooming. She was back at the top of the charts.
And she made her film debut in 2022 with Broker.
And it got invited to the Cannes Film Festival, a huge honor for any actor. It really cemented her place in the film world.
And then there was that concert, right? The one at the Seoul Olympic Stadium.
In 2022, yep, first female solo artist in Korea to hold a concert there. Sold out all 85,000 seats. It was a huge deal, and it showed just how much she's achieved in her career.
It's amazing. And the music just keeps coming. Celebrity and Lilac in 2021, and then Love Wins All in 2024. She's just constantly putting out incredible work.
And we can't forget about her personal journey, you know? It hasn't always been easy.
Yeah, she's been pretty open about the financial struggles her family faced when she was growing up.
It definitely shaped her, made her resilient. She started dreaming of becoming a singer in middle school right when her family was going through those tough times.
It shows she had this incredible drive, even as a kid. But she had to overcome a lot. Failed a bunch of auditions before she finally got signed with Loewen Entertainment, which is now Kakao Entertainment.
Even her debut wasn't easy. She got a lot of harsh criticism after her first performance, and that first album didn't do well commercially.
It's amazing she didn't give up with all that going on.
Well, she's tough, you know, and smart. When things weren't working, she adapted. Her company switched her to a cuter concept for the song Boo, and that started to turn things around.
It's fascinating how these, little decisions can have such a huge impact on someone's career.
Totally. And she was putting in the work, too, performing anywhere and everywhere she could, even at a horse racing track. She was determined to build a fan base, and it paid off.
Then she appeared on Yoo Hee-yeol's Sketchbook, which is a really respected music show. And then Marshmello took off, and then Good Day happened, and suddenly she was everyone's national younger sister.
It's amazing how quickly things can change in the K-pop world, you know, but that kind of fame comes with a price, too.
Absolutely. She's talked about the malicious rumors, the pressure of constantly being in the public eye. It was so intense that she had to stop making music for a while because she was just completely burned out.
Even when her second album, Last Fantasy, was doing incredibly well, she was reportedly dealing with all sorts of stuff behind the scenes. Sleep deprivation, hair loss from the stress.
It's a lot for anyone to handle, let alone someone so young. And then there was that whole controversy with her Chat Shower album and the song ZZ's.
Yeah, that was a tough time for her. There were a lot of different interpretations of the song's lyrics, and it sparked a lot of debate about how artists express themselves and how the public responds to that expression.
It's a delicate balance.
Yeah.
But it's incredible how she channeled all of that into her music. She went through this period of really focusing on songwriting and composing and producing, and it led to Palette, which was a really powerful and personal album.
It really showed how much she had grown as an artist. And then, of course, there was the loss of her close friends, Jung-yeon and Soli. That must have been incredibly difficult for her.
It was a reminder that the pressures of the K-pop world can be really devastating. But she kept going, released Lilac in her late 20s, and has continued to do amazing work, both in music and film.
And she's given back so much, too. Her donations to various charities are estimated to be over 4 billion Korean won. And she's used her platform to raise awareness for important causes, like putting photos and information about missing children at the end of her YouTube videos.
It's incredible. She's really used her success to make a difference. And speaking of her latest project, she said that her role in When Life Gives You Tangerines feels really personal to her. She plays this working-class young woman, Oi-soo, in post-war Korea, who dreams of becoming a poet. She sees a lot of herself in Isu's resilience and love for literature.
It's amazing how her life experiences have informed her art. It makes her performances so much more powerful. So, speaking of amazing performers, let's shift gears and talk about Park Bo-gum.
Yeah, he's like the other half of this dynamic duo.
He got his start in the film world, actually. Made his debut in 2011 with a role in Blind. But unlike Ayer, he didn't jump right into the spotlight. He spent a few years taking on smaller roles in films and TV
He
dramas.
was kind of learning the ropes, taking his time to develop his skills.
Yeah. Exactly. But then in 2015, everything changed. He landed the role of Choi Tak in Reply 1988.
Oh, Reply 1988, that was a huge hit. Everyone loved that show.
They did, and Park Bo-gum's character was a big part of that. He played this quiet but brilliant Baduk player. It was a breakout role for him, and it made him a star.
And then came the Crown Prince role in Love in the Moonlight in 2016.
Yep, that was another big one. He played Crown Prince Lee Young, and it was a huge success, both in South Korea and across Asia.
People were so obsessed with his character that they coined the term Crown Prince syndrome.
It's true. He was charming, charismatic, and he looked amazing in those historical costumes. The drama was so popular that it helped spread the Hallyu wave even further.
And he didn't stop there, did he? He kept taking on diverse roles, showing his range. In 2018, he played this sensitive romantic lead in Encounter Opposite Song Haikyo,
Which was great pairing.
and then in 2020, he was in Record of Youth, playing a model-turned-actor. That one really showcased his ability to play complex characters dealing with real-life issues.
And he did it all with this really genuine, heartwarming quality.
He seems like such a nice guy in real life, too.
Yeah, he has a really clean image. And of course, like all Korean men, he had to do his mandatory military service.
He enlisted in the Navy in 2020 and served for 2 years. It's something that's really respected in Korean society.
Absolutely. It shows dedication to your country. And now he's back and starring in When Life Gives You Tangerines alongside IU.
Which is why we're here. And those photos they released of their characters getting married and with IU pregnant have everyone buzzing.
Oh, yeah. People are excited to see their chemistry on screen. And he's been busy with other projects, too. He's hosting a music show called The Seasons Park Bogum's Cantabile.
Oh, wow. So he can sing, too.
Well, he's not a professional singer, but he has a nice voice. He even did a duet with IU on a show called Gayo Stage. They sang a story of a Geum-myung boy in these adorable 1970s school uniforms.
Oh, that's so cute. They seem like good friends off-screen, too, which always makes the on-screen chemistry better.
Totally. And we even know a little bit about his personal life. He reportedly lives in the Gyeonghui-gungshi apartments in Seoul, which are super fancy and right near a bunch of historical sites and business districts.
Sounds like he's doing pretty well for himself, which makes sense given how hard he's worked.
His career has been on this, upward trajectory since he started. You can just tell that he's dedicated to his craft and that he's going to keep doing amazing things.
I can't wait to see what he does next. But for now, let's get back to When Life Gives You Tangerines. What do we know about the story so far?
Well, it premiered on Netflix on March 7th, 2025, with the first 4 episodes. It's a really interesting format, actually. Like, they're releasing it in these 4-episode chunks, almost like acts in a play.
Okay, so it's a romance, but it's also a slice-of-life kind of drama. Set on Jeju Island. I love the scenery there. Beautiful.
Oh, it's stunning. And the show really captures that beauty. But the title is what's really interesting, right? Ajecho K. Ichaha. It's a Jeju dialect phrase that means you've worked hard or thank you for your hard work.
Oh, wow. That's so much deeper than just I was completely fooled, which is like the literal translation.
Right. And there's this subtle difference in the spelling from standard Jeju dialect. It's like they're making it their own, giving it an extra layer of meaning.
And the English title, When Life Gives You Tangerines. It's obviously playing on that, When Life Gives You Lemons. But tangerines are a big deal in Jeju, right? It ties into the whole theme of resilience.
Exactly. It's like saying, life might throw you some curveballs, but you make the best of it. You turn those tangerines into something sweet. And they chose tangerines over mandarins to avoid confusion with the Chinese language.
Smart move. So the story takes place in the 1950s on Jeju Island. And it follows these two characters, Oh Isu and Yang Gwan-sik, played by IU and Park Bo-gum, right?
That's right. It's all about their love story, the struggles they face, and their life together. It spans multiple generations, too. We meet Isu's mother, Oh Gwang-rai, who's played by the amazing Moon Suri, and even Isu's daughter, Yang Geum-myung, who's actually also played by IU.
Wow, so she's playing two roles. That's a challenge. What are the characters like?
So Aisu is this rebellious young woman from a poor family. She loves literature and wants to be a poet, even though it seems impossible given her circumstances.
She sounds like a fighter. I love that.
She is. And Gwan-sik, he's this steady, hardworking young man who's deeply in love with Aisu. He supports her dreams even when things are tough. Their love story is really at the heart of the drama.
It sounds so romantic. And there's a historical element too, right? The Jeju April 3rd incident.
Yes, they weave that into the story, which adds this whole other layer of depth. It gives context to the characters' lives and the choices they make. There's even this really powerful scene where Gwan-sik swims across the sea to reunite with Aisu.
Wow. That shows some serious dedication.
It does. It's a symbol of their deep connection, the lengths they'll go to for each other. And the story follows them from their childhood through their youth, their marriage, and into family life.
And IU plays both Aisu and her daughter, like you said. It really highlights how the past shapes the future.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's all about how those generational connections play out.
Okay, let's talk more about the characters. Oh, Aisu. She's described as a tough rebel in the Jeju dialect.
She is. She doesn't let anything hold her back. And IU captures that spirit perfectly. She's so charismatic and relatable.
And Moonsori, she's playing the older Aisu, right?
She is. She's incredible. She brings this really grounded, lived-in quality to the role. You can feel the weight of Aisu's experiences in her performance.
And then there's Yang Gwan-sik, Park Bo-gum's character. He's called Unwavering Iron.
That's a perfect nickname for him. He's so steadfast, loyal, and supportive. Park Bo-gum brings this really gentle strength to the role. You can't help but root for him.
And we have Park Hae-jun playing the older Gwan-sik, right? He's a great actor.
He is. And then there's Moonsori again, playing Aisu's mother, Oh Gwang-rai. She's a Hainyo, which is a female diver.
Oh, wow, that's incredible. Those women are so tough. They have to dive deep into the ocean to collect seafood. It's a really demanding job.
Exactly. And she's doing it all to support her family. She's a really strong, resilient character. And then, of course, there's Yang Man-sik, Gwan-sik's father, played by Park Hae-jun. He's all about stability and providing for his family.
Sounds like a classic Korean father figure. And they've got a great supporting cast, too, right?
Oh, yeah. The cast is stacked. Kim Sun-young, Choi Gu-ah, Jung Young-ju, just to name a few. Everyone brings their A game.
This drama is shaping up to be something special. And it helps that it's got such a talented team behind it.
Absolutely. The director is Kim Won-suk, who's known for some really powerful and emotional dramas like Missang and My Mister. He really knows how to tell stories that connect with people on a deep level.
He's great at capturing the nuances of human relationships and the everyday struggles people face. And then there's the writer, Sang-chun, who wrote When the Camellia Blooms. That was such a heartwarming show.
It was. He's really good at creating these lovable, relatable characters and telling stories that resonate with audiences, especially middle-aged viewers. He captures the joys and sorrows of everyday life in a way that feels really authentic.
So the combination of Kim Won-suk's directing and Sang-chun's writing is like a dream team for this kind of drama.
It really is. And they didn't skimp on the production either. They filmed from March 2023 to February 2024, and they built this incredibly detailed Jeju village set in Andong.
Seriously, they built a whole village.
They did. It had a harbor with real boats and everything. They even used CGI to create the sea. They went all out to make it as realistic as possible.
That's impressive. And the budget for this drama was reportedly 60 billion Korean won. That's huge, especially for a slice-of-life story.
It is. It shows they really believe in the power of this story and that they wanted to give it the best possible treatment. And they brought in some top-notch people behind the scenes, too. The production designer, Ryu Song-hui, worked on The Handmaiden and Parasite, and the cinematographer, Choi Yu-man, is known for his beautiful work.
So they really spared no expense to bring this story to life. It's clear they have high hopes for it.
They do, and early reactions suggest it's living up to those expectations. People are really responding to the themes of the show. It's all about the lives of ordinary people, the challenges they face, the love they share, the dreams they pursue.
It's set against the backdrop of Korean history, starting in the 1960s. It feels like a tribute to the older generation, those who worked hard to build a better life for their children.
That's a great way to put it. It's a story about resilience, finding joy in the midst of hardship, and cherishing the moments that matter.
And people are loving it, especially those in their 40s and 50s. They're saying it's deeply moving, that it reminds them of their own parents, their own struggles and triumphs.
It's tapping into something really universal, those shared experiences of family and love that transcend generations.
And everyone's raving about IU and Park Bo-gum's performances. Some are calling it a masterpiece, a once-in-a-decade kind of drama.
They're saying their chemistry is off the charts, and that the story is both heartbreaking and hopeful.
It's doing incredibly well on Netflix, too. It's already hit #1 in 10 countries, including South Korea, Hong Kong, and Singapore, and it's #6 globally.
It seems like it's really resonating with audiences around the world. People are describing it as a Korean-style family narrative that speaks to the heart of what it means to be human.
And the trailer for the second part, episodes 5 through 8, is already getting a ton of views. People are hooked. They want to know what happens next.
It's definitely a show that stays with you.
It's also getting praised for being a more contemplative, emotionally driven drama, something that's maybe a little different from the typical Netflix fare.
Right. It's not all about action and explosions. Sometimes it's the quiet human stories that really resonate with us.
Oh, and I almost forgot. There was a little bit of controversy during filming.
Oh, yeah. There was that incident at the Gochujang Barley Festival.
What happened?
Apparently, they were filming in a private flower field without permission, but the production company apologized right away and explained that it was all a misunderstanding. They did have permission to be there.
Oh, okay. So it was all sorted out quickly. Good, good. So to recap, what makes this drama so special? I'd say it's the focus on Jeju culture and dialect, the love story between IU and Park Bo-gum, the dream team of director and writer, the unusual release format, and the incredible attention to detail in recreating Jeju.
I'd agree with all of that. Plus, the way the Korean and English titles connect thematically, highlighting the core message of resilience and hard work.
And we can't forget the powerful performances and the emotional impact the story is having on viewers.
Absolutely. People are really connecting with it on a deep level. It's bringing up memories, making them think about their own families and the sacrifices people make for each other.
And everyone's just so impressed with the overall quality of the show. The writing, the directing, the acting, the cinematography, it's all top-notch.
They're saying it's one of the best pilot episodes they've seen all year. They're hooked. They can't wait to see what happens next.
Same. So I think it's safe to say that both IU and Park Bo-gum have made incredible strides in their careers. They've both come such a long way and have achieved so much.
It's been amazing to watch their journeys unfold. IU started as this young, talented singer, and she's blossomed into this multifaceted artist who can do it all. Singing, acting, hosting, and she gives back to her community in such meaningful ways.
And Park Bo-gum, he's worked his way up from those smaller roles to becoming this charismatic leading man who captivates audiences with every performance.
And now they've come together for this special project that's touching hearts all over the world.
And the fact that they invested so much money in a drama that focuses on the everyday lives of ordinary people, it says a lot about their commitment to telling meaningful stories that resonate with audiences.
It does. It's not always about the big, flashy production. Sometimes it's the quieter, more character-driven stories that have the most impact.
So here's something to think about. Given everything they've accomplished and the success of Den, when life gives you tangerines, how do you think this collaboration will shape their legacies?
That's a great question. It's definitely going to be a defining moment in both of their careers.
And how might this drama, with its focus on everyday experiences and relatable characters, change the global perception of Korean dramas?
It's definitely pushing boundaries and showing that there's an appetite for stories that go beyond the typical K-drama tropes.
It's all about the power of human connection,
Right.
right? The shared experiences that unite us, regardless of our background or where we come from. And I think When Life Gives You Tangerines captures that beautifully. So if you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend checking it out on Netflix. And don't forget to explore IU and Park Bo-gum's other work, too. You won't be disappointed.
They both have such a rich and diverse body of work. There's something for everyone.
And that's it for our deep dive on IU, Park Bo-gum, and When Life Gives You Tangerines. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next time.